It happened. It finally happened. Don't clap now. I said clap before we got on stream. You can stop clapping now. But it finally happened. You can clap a bit. Go on. Okay, now. Okay, that's enough. You're screaming. But it's happened. They've dropped the trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder, and
See?
I was so excited that I demanded the other one gets on stream right now so we can talk about it.
Well,
Let's
first,
talk
so you
about
can
it.
thank me. Well, first, so you can thank me.
Why should I thank you?
Because I wished it into the universe. Didn't I say to you, wasn't it the other day on the stream? I said to you, wonder when they're going to release it. Maybe they'll release it over the Easter holiday or something. And you were like, maybe.
I actually do not remember this part of this conversation we had. But who cares what Davian thinks about when the trailer was going to be dropped? The fact is, it's dropped. What are your initial thoughts and feelings on this?
Oh my, so much to dissect from this whole thing. But first thing I actually noticed was it seems like this is now like a rebirth for Thor in terms of, in his mind, he's lost his entire family. You know, both parents is now transcended to the other side. His brother murdered in front of him. And he just thinks that's it. It's just him alone. He's now gone and he's done all of his obligations in terms of his royal duties. He's avenged his brother. You know, he's brought stability in terms of the fact that Thanos is no longer a threat. So, which was the biggest threat to the universe, to all existence, is no more. So now he's got no royal burden of duty that he needs to actually do. The Avengers has basically now been disbanded. So now it's just like, you know what? It's time for him to like rehabilitate himself and just be who he really wanted to be, or a different side to himself. And you got that from looking at from that trailer. I think we saw it looks like he was doing some meditating, and maybe that image that we saw of the little boy running, that was actually him. That was probably memories of him when he's a child while he's meditating.
I think it was pretty obvious that was him, Davian. I don't think.
Well, you see a little blonde. So you're telling me he's the only blonde in Asgard running through the fields?
I don't think you need to be too unsure about that realization. But yeah, what we have now is a Thor where we know that he was a. We know that before, before we met him in the movies, he was very much a free spirit before that. And then he had to get responsibility, and he found out responsibility through being an Avenger, and he kind of grew up being an Avenger. But now what we have is him being grown up, essentially, but now with that freedom again. So it's going to be different to when he was like in his adolescence, where he just could do what he wanted. He could probably sleep with as many Asgardian goddesses as he wanted to. Get into as many
Asgardian goddesses. New, because remember, this is new Asgard.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like back in the day, he could.
Oh yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day, he could. But now he's matured, so he's got that same level of freedom back. But now he's a more mature, kind of more well-rounded individual. The thing we're trying to turn you into, and hopefully by the time we hit 50, we'll get there. But
yeah, I'd say more 65.
Well, as long as we get there, that's the important thing. As you mentioned,
look at that. So I'm sorry. Look at that comment, sir, from Mr. Cato. So you need to apologize to me yet again. I'm on a
could have been Heimdall, really.
Oh, there we go.
To be fair, there is a laughing emoji next to it, so he's just mocking.
Could have been.
Anyway, Mr. Cato, just being a little wind-up merchant, aren't you, sir? Just joking, are you?
Yeah, see, because he's afraid of the aggression.
You've got to be careful with jokes, because this one takes jokes seriously.
He's afraid of the aggression. So he's just like backtracking now. But yeah, no, it probably was. Yeah, yeah. Let's just say, for argument's sake, it was Thor.
I mean, it's pretty obvious it was Thor. You literally see him growing up step by step and turning into Thor.
My God, you got so much from that trailer. I was just excited about the whole thing. So yeah, I may have missed that.
I just thought it's common sense, personally speaking, but let's just carry on. Okay, so God. Sometimes you and these basic story narratives.
Listen, you see a little boy running through the field. You can't just go around and assuming, especially this day and age.
Listen, the movie is called Thor: Love or Thunder.
Yeah.
You see a little boy running in the trailer for Love and Thunder. You see him turn into medium-sized Thor, then you see him turn into big-sized Thor. That's Thor. There's like no other way. Like that story's being told there.
Amber Alert.
What?
Amber Alert. You can't assume it is him. Suppose you go grab the, come here, Thor. Next year, someone, that's my baby. Yeah, Amber Alert. Okay, but yeah, let's just say for argument's sake, it's him. So yeah, let's move.
I think we'd be pretty sure. I think I've laid down enough premise to make the strong inference that was. I don't even know why we're having this conversation. God's sake. Always you. You always like just anyway. We're gonna have words again. So yeah, so it's very much. I know, right? I've already told him that he's sacked for the Doctor Strange stream, and you're replacing him.
Well, considering I was the one that wished this into existence for it to happen,
you didn't wish this movie into existence.
No, the trailer to be dropped.
Well, the trailer's going to happen regardless at some point anyway.
But I made it happen for the Easter.
I mean, are you suggesting you have some kind of Jesus Christ-like power? Because it's the period of Easter, and you wish well, not the resurrection, but the
birth of the trailer.
Is the term erection of the trailer?
I can't say that one might get.
I mean, I'm not sure. It was some kind of erection. Anyway.
The insurrection.
It wasn't the insurrection. I told you before, Dave, and if you don't know what the meaning of big words are, like framework, don't use them. Just use simple language. That's what you should do.
I need to get a t-shirt for that. Framework. just to rock it. Right. But yes, let's go back into it, Manny, because I'm excited. I'm super excited about it.
I can tell. You haven't wet yourself, have you?
Well, I got a towel around me, so
that's right. That's okay. Mr. K will come around later and mop it up for you.
Yeah. So yes, what else did you get from it, Manny?
Okay, so there's something else I want to pick up on. Talk about the music choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you familiar with the song, Mr. P?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's Guns N' Roses' "Sweet Child of Mine."
Yeah.
One of my favorites, and one of my most favorite songs of all time. May I add? Probably is it my favorite Guns N' Roses song of all time? Yeah, probably. It's got my favorite guitar solo of all time in it. Interestingly, I'll be seeing Guns N' Roses perform live in July, and the movie's coming out in July. Mm-hmm. How crazy is that?
You got your ticket already?
Got my ticket. Got my VIP ticket to it.
Well, see, it's good because now with this coming out, ticket prices are just gonna skyrocket now. For true fans.
It's a good point. Because that song's in the trailer. Watch the downloads for "Sweet Child of Mine" just shoot up.
Yeah, and the prices as well now. Guaranteed the ticket prices are gonna literally just like.
It's already sold out, I think, but yeah, I'm sure people will be getting back into or rediscovering Guns N' Roses. But it's a great song, but there's a few things which I kind of thought about immediately. There's a lyric in the song which let me just go to my phone so I can read it out properly so I don't butcher it.
Yeah, leave the butchering to me. The butcherer of information.
No. We're working with you. You're going to stop doing this after a while. You're going to learn the skills, so you stop doing this. Okay, that's the wrong group I'm reading. That's a conversation about Liverpool FC. Okay. Here we go. So in the first verse, one of the lyrics are where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. Now, do you remember the song that opened up Guardians 2?
No.
It was a song called Mr. Blue Sky.
Ah.
So I'm wondering, I don't know what the significance is, and I might be reading like way too much into it. But I do think it's weird that a Guardians movie starts off with Mr. Blue Sky, then a trailer for a movie that's going to heavily feature the Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
opens up with a song where one of the lyrics are where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. I don't know. I think there's some kind
Yeah,
of
that is
story.
deliberate. I mean, yeah, knowing MCU and Kevin Feige and everything that's going into these, with these, especially Easter, dropping these kind of Easter eggs in Easter, I think that is most likely that it wasn't just randomly chosen. It was actually chosen for that significance for those who's actually clued up like you, that was able to like spot that, oh, that was from there.
Yeah.
And considering hopefully we're one of the first ones that's going to be dropping a reaction to it like
That's
this.
another reason why I wanted to stream as soon as possible.
Yeah, but that should actually,
and
anyone else that says that will know that they got it from you.
Yep, and there's another lyric from the song which I think is pretty on the nose. And pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. That's a direct reference to the title of the movie, Love and Thunder. But Thor is the god of thunder. Praying for the thunder to quietly pass me by, kind of like maybe Thor in his new life kind of doesn't want the trouble, the heat anymore.
Right. So he's
But
hoping
it's still
whatever.
gonna come to him.
Yeah, or I think he's just hoping that whatever storm, whatever the rain and storm, rain and thunder that's coming by, pass me by, basically meaning I hope it's something that others can handle, that I don't have to get involved.
Do you mean like Jane Foster might be handling?
Yeah, she'd be able to handle that without me actually getting involved, type of thing. Because if you notice, in one of the scenes as well, also, it's like he's actually like he's shedding his past, which is like he's putting away the axe, So it's like
Stormbreaker.
Yeah, Stormbreaker. It's like he's just saying, that's it, I'm done. There is no danger where I need that. Anything that happens, because I'm just free spirited, I can handle, with a good old fist fight, because we know he's capable with his hands, So I think maybe that's that. Then I think.
Remember, people. There's nothing you can't solve. There's nothing that a good fisting can't solve.
Are you trying to get us off the air? Yeah, we want
I don't know what you're implying, sir.
So what Manny's saying is, you have to basically have good hand-to-hand combat skills.
Yeah, because you've got very good hand-to-hand combat skills.
I'm wondering if this is like Kevin Feige, like I'm just throwing things out there that's just coming together. Like, I mean, how did I set myself up for even that one? I didn't even see that one coming. I'm literally trying to bail you out, and then
the kind of fisting I was talking about. I don't know what you're kind of implying.
Yeah. And I literally just dropped myself right in it. Like, but yes, I think that's what it is. And I mean, the next part of it, we see, the sign that basically says it's New Asgard, and it just looks.
I know. Go on.
Yeah, we just see the sign that's saying, welcome to New Asgard, and it's clear that they're no longer on Earth. It seems they're actually somewhere else.
Who's not on Earth?
New Asgard.
Do you think?
I don't think it's. Yeah.
I didn't pick that up personally.
Well, you think it's Earth?
Looked like it to me.
You got like a flying Noah's Ark, with like.
Oh, yes. Like they had to leave suddenly.
Yeah. So I think they've gone somewhere else, maybe they've gone to, maybe the fact that we saw Zeus, maybe they're in Olympus.
Maybe. Well, let's talk about Zeus. That's the next thing. I've actually got something else on my list I want to talk about. I can't read my handwriting. I don't know what that thing is I want to talk about. So I'm just going to cross it out. Right. Yeah, Zeus. So we see Zeus in the trailer. Now, Zeus is another character who's very prominent in the Marvel Comics universe. His son Hercules plays a prominent role. His son Hercules is also an Avenger. In the comics, him and Thor and Hercules get along like a house on fire. They're both kind of like two gods, like cut from the same cloth, so to speak. You know, they're both like a drink. You know,
good fist fight.
Yeah, they enjoy a good fist fight. They enjoy the company of the opposite sex. You know, they're like brothers from other mothers. You know, they're good friends. They're good friends. They're both like got the same expectation put upon them. They're both like the sons of their
the chosen sons, the ones
the chosen sons of their of the big daddy gods of their realms.
Yeah, who has to basically, has that burden of having to. You can't necessarily, as much as they want to be free spirited, they know that there's great expectations for them. So, they have to. And then even in most cases, like, which was interesting, I think when we're going back to the whole, like, Thor is now having this whole rebirth, for himself. I think which is great for the song, the song choice where it says, hoping that the rain and the thunder quietly passes me by, is the fact that in previous times, he had to go through so much to prove his worth for all this power, his birthright. Because remember, in the first Thor movie, he got cast out from Asgard, sent to Earth, powerless. And even when he did found the hammer, he had to literally prove that he was worthy again. And it literally took him sacrificing his life in order for him to actually show his worth for it. And I think now he doesn't want to go through none of that again, because now he's like, fulfilled all his obligations. So now he just wants to just, live out his days just being free as best as he can or whatever, just roaming, which I'm thinking it's more along the lines of he's lost his home, and I don't think he feels like maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, but I don't think he'll feel like New Asgard is his home. Because
and I think that's why he left it behind as well, didn't he?
Right. So he just wants to he's just wandering because he's got no home, no nothing. He's just free.
He's free, and he wants to find himself again. He knows that being the boss of Asgard isn't quite for him. So he needs to find a new purpose.
Yeah.
Essentially. But it feels like the purpose is going to find him. It seems, because Zeus is here, and so with Odin being dead, we have Gore, the God Butcher, coming in now. Gore, by his very name, his kind of origin story is that he feels as though he was let down by the gods. He prayed to the gods constantly, but that didn't stop them intervening when he needed them most. I think, was it his? I can't remember exactly. I think maybe his planet died out or his family died out or something. But yeah, so his mission is to basically butcher all of the gods because they let him down. It's a bit extreme, but as I said before, we all need a purpose in life. So yeah, so with Odin kind of not being in the picture, from a storytelling point of view, maybe they need somebody else to come in to be that kind of big target for Gore.
Yeah, a new instigator, agitator.
Yeah, so what bigger target would there be for Gore to face off with? He wants to kill Zeus, and in the comics, like, Zeus and Odin have a mutual respect thing kind of going on. They're kind of, I don't want to say allies, but they nod to each other if they see each other in the street, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Oh, this is a good point as well. Valkyrie,
Yeah. You could tell. Yeah, literally. I don't. I,
the
I think in
politics,
the end,
the
yeah,
politics is getting to her.
yeah. I think in the end she realized that, you know what, maybe Thor stitched me up because he knew this is what was going to be in store for himself. Stuck here, listening to bureaucrats, like trying to dictate things or whatever. And he's
So,
just they're literally basically being a babysitter, stopping them from bickering among each other. And yeah.
so I wonder if in this movie we're going to see essentially Thor doesn't want the job, Valkyrie doesn't want the job. In the MCU, Gore is given a nose in the toy line. I think they've done that, haven't they? So he doesn't look like the main bad guy from Harry Potter. I've never watched the Harry Potter movies or read them, so
Like Voldemort.
yeah, that's the one. I think. Yeah, I think that's why they've given him a nose, from what I
I
understand.
can touch you, Mr. Potter. Yeah, something like that. He said.
I mean, that could be a reference from the movie. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I was watching it yesterday. Goblet of Fire.
Are they good? The movies, quickly.
Yeah, really, really good.
I might watch them someday. But oh God, what was I saying? So yeah, maybe. So the only other person I could see taking over Asgard would be a character I don't think we've met in the MCU called Boulder the Brave, and he is what he is. His name's Boulder, and he's a very brave man. Oh God, but yeah,
Is he round?
Huh?
Is he round like? Is he of big stature? Hence the name Boulder.
No. It's spelled Balder.
Okay.
So Boulder the Brave. But he has hair as well, so he's not a big baldy. That's not what his name is implying. That he suffers quite badly from male pattern baldness. That's not the implication here.
That would be the worst thing ever. You're a god and you're having to go to one of these clinics, like booking an appointment in Turkey for a hair transplant.
Hey, I'm getting treatment for my hair just to make sure it stays in place. There's
nothing wrong with your damn hair. Your hair is great.
There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. President Boulder the Brave, absolutely. So I'm wondering actually if in the movie, because Valkyrie, as you've seen the trailer, is so bald, we might see Boulder come in at some point. Have we seen in the comments? Have we seen Boulder in the MCU previously? I don't think we have. He was friends with the Warriors 3, but they're dead, sadly. Yeah. So we've seen Zeus. Zeus is definitely going to be in the movie, so we're probably definitely going to see Olympius. Now, in Moon Knight, we've seen other godly realms. We've seen the Egyptian pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see the Greek pantheon. We've seen the kind of Asgardian Norse god kind of pantheon. I'm wondering, are we going to see anything else? I wonder. I'm trying to think. Are there any other kind of godly realms which we could potentially visit? That because I mean, for Gore to make an impact in the movie, he's going to have to kill some gods at some point along this movie. Otherwise, he's not going to strike much fear into us. We need to see him do something bad for us to then feel as though, oh my God, this guy needs to be stopped.
Well, maybe that's why we see the.
That's a good point. Once again, let's do this. It's the scene of Asgard in the past or new Asgard. It's a good point. I'm gonna have to rewatch it again. It's a shame I can't play it whilst we're here streaming because I think it would be blocked straight away.
Yeah, I mean I'm wondering if New Asgard was created by Zeus, if he gave them New Asgard, because it doesn't.
New Asgard, because New Asgard is in Norway in the MCU.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the one that's the one on Earth? Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one is like new Asgard 3.0.
You mean like Zeus has kind of taken in some Asgardian refugees?
Basically, yeah. Because I think it would make sense because probably not all of these, Asgardians want to still remain on Earth in like a city. I think a lot of them feels like, you know what, this ain't, we're and we don't know what effects it will be having on them in terms of biology, because remember, they age differently to those who's on our realm, on Middle Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So wondering if they stay there long enough, if they will start to transition and start, literally aging, losing certain abilities based on that. So maybe that's why they want to go back to somewhere where it's actually
They
more,
start becoming mortals, kind of.
yeah, where they can actually be somewhere where they can actually, for
maybe
all their abilities be as it was. They get to age like they should, because they are above us in a sense. So maybe that's what's happening. Zeus is just giving them the choice to say, listen, whether if you want, you can stay on New Asgard on Earth, or you can come and stay here, be among the gods.
Half of the Asgardians were wiped out by Surtur in Ragnarok, so there isn't as many of them as there once were.
Yeah, but how many? We never really got a figure to know what the actual population of Asgard was.
No, we never got an official figure. It could be anything. It could be a couple of hundred or
a couple 100,000.
Yeah. But yeah, I do remember these comics in the 80s. My brother, I actually think my brother might have even collected them as back issues, if I recall. But there were comics where Thor took on the Hindu gods, and as you can imagine, that caused great offense. So I can't imagine they'll use any Hindu gods in the movie, especially after
#cancel these days now, boy.
Yeah, especially
voice.
Especially after in Black Panther, they referenced Hanuman, and that bit was edited out of the Indian version of Black Panther. So I can't imagine that happening. Mount Olympus wasn't surrounded by water. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm wondering if they're just going to retell the entire, like they're going to reform the mythos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get what you mean.
They're going to just like reform the mythos around it and just kind of start new and just have Olympus.
Give it a different, MCU twist as opposed to the comic version.
Like the Asgardians have it be in space on a slightly different dimension and whatnot, as opposed to it being based on Earth. I think you see Olympus in the film and New Asgard, but with more builds, and in Endgame, they were still building New Asgard.
But who was building New Asgard?
The Asgardians were building New Asgard.
Yeah, but they were building New Asgard on Earth.
Yeah. In Norway.
Yeah, but do we think this one is on Earth?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I need to watch it again. I think I was just so excited about Sweet Child of Mine. I think I kind of missed that bit out. But talk to the people. I'm just going to Google something.
Yeah. Interesting, as you said, Sweet Child of Mine. I wonder if that actually refers to Thor, as in he's Asgard's sweet child of mine. He's the chosen child.
Actually, it's a good point. I never thought of it in that sense. I thought of it as kind of like a love song, like the way he views Jane. But yeah, that could be like Sweet Child of Mine. Maybe, yeah. It's about Thor, like having to.
You say, "Oh, my sweet child of mine," basically because your child has been through so much, and in theory, he's the Asgardian that suffered the most, because he felt like it was because of him he didn't kill Thanos properly to begin with, why so many died, and everything that happened. So it's like he's had that burden and that guilt, which is why when we saw him in Endgame, he was out of shape. He had basically given up on everything. So I think it's like, this is like, would be like his mom talking to him, sweet child of mine, like,
Yeah, maybe. I think it's possible. I mean, the song is a love song, but that's a relevant interpretation as well. I'm just going through the list of gods that have featured in the Marvel comics. My God. Where do I start? The Mayan gods have featured in the Marvel comics. The Hawaiian Polynesian gods have featured in the Marvel comics at some point. The Japanese gods have featured. The Anunnaki have featured. I was telling Mr. Cater about the Anunnaki in the pub the other day. The Aboriginal gods have featured. The Hindu gods, as we talked about, but Okay. Krishna featured in Civil War 2 in 2016. So they have recently used Hindu gods as well previously. So I don't think they will, but
But it's funny. I mean, I know it's slightly digress. That's what I actually thought when I saw Harold's people, that they all looked a bit like, like Hare Krishna type, that kind of like hippie.
you mean Arthur?
No, not Arthur.
Arthur Harrow.
Yeah.
I thought you
Arthur
said
Harrow.
Harold. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Harold.
Come on, it's usually me who gets the comments about enunciation. Slavic gods have been mentioned. Already mentioned the Egyptian gods, Filipino gods, the Inuit gods have featured. Native American gods have featured. Cthulhu, and apparently he's got an entire list of gods that surround him. Aztec gods, Celtic gods. I remember Celtic gods featuring in Thor. Yeah. Okay, so they've got like literally hundreds of gods which Gore can just go through.
Yeah, of course. And if you're going to start off, you're not going to start off taking on the big boys, especially when you don't know what they're capable of. So you'll start taking out some less threatening gods.
Okay, this is interesting. To bring all the to bring Asgardians back to life, Thor had to go to all the pantheons to get a portion of power to bring the Asgardians back to life. Yeah, that was a thing, wasn't that? That was the concept of the 80s story, wasn't it? So it could be that. It could be Thor just wants, like Gore just wants to. This is going to be confusing. There's Gore and there's Thor. This is going to be very confusing moving forward. But yeah, it could be a case of like Gore wants to just take out all the gods, whereas Thor needs something from these gods as well to help Asgard. Mr. K was confirming Asgard is still on Earth. Childhood memories, yes, that was great. I still think the 80s period was the best period for Marvel Comics, hands down. If anybody disagrees with me, take it up with Davey P.
Yeah, and y'all know what my hands are capable of.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's yes. I'm really interested in the God Realm stuff. I've worked out what I couldn't read. Jane Foster, she looked pretty badass in that 1 second clip we saw of her getting the hammer.
And that Jane Foster, it seems like that Jane Foster is the Jane Foster from after. It's after which Thor was it when his sister came?
Hela.
Yeah. Which Thor was that one? Which one? It's not Ragnarok, is it?
It's Ragnarok, yeah.
Oh, it is Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Because that hammer.
No, it's not Ragnarok. It's 4-2, isn't it? Oh God, I can't remember.
Yeah, but I don't remember what that one was called.
No. Ragnarok was Surtur.
Yeah.
It was Ragnarok. Yeah, it was Ragnarok, yeah. Yeah, so it's Jane Foster, and yeah, she's somehow worthy. Well, she's worthy. She's worthy of Thor's hammer, and we're gonna see with Jane Foster as
but Manny, that hammer is not the regular hammer. That's the hammer that was shattered.
No, it'll be the hammer from Endgame.
It's not the hammer. You know when he went back in time in Endgames and he got the hammer from Asgard. It's not that hammer. The hammer from Asgard is still brand new, undamaged. That hammer that she's got, you look at it in the clip, it's all shattered like it's been put back together.
Okay, so that could actually be the hammer which Hela.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, from Ragnarok, like the Ragnarok hammer.
And they fixed it because it does look like maybe Thor he's going to be quite surprised to see Jane Foster. So we're going to have potentially 2 Mjolnirs. Hope I said that right. In the movie, one which is a reformed version of the the original hammer and the one which was taken from the past from Endgame. Jane Foster Thor is brunette, not blonde in the comics. Davian, this is a momentous occasion. Save this moment. Baby P is right. It had to happen eventually. Even a broken clock is right twice in a day. For once. We will have to wait how Moni... Yeah, we're going to have to wait to see how Monia is fixed. So something happens, obviously, with Jane to get the hammer fixed.
Why did you remove me? I was just basking in the glory of being right.
Because it doesn't make for good content.
What, me being right?
No, you basking. You've been right. It's fine. I want more of it. But, you know, you just standing there like a Randy Orton wannabe. Just, yeah.
Drink it in, man. But yeah, no, that I noticed that with the hammer, because when I looked at it, I said that hammer is like, you can literally see that it's been put back together. So it's going to be interesting how that came about. Maybe it came about from the fact that he was able to go back in time and he got the hammer from Asgard. Maybe that somehow the power from that literally can reform back itself, because technically it's still God. It can't be science. It would be impossible for science to actually bring back.
No, it's not science. In the comics, Jane Foster has cancer, and I think I haven't read her comics, but I'm pretty sure that in the comics, every time she uses the power of Thor, it kind of depletes the cancer treatment she's getting. So, she sacrifices some of her treatment every time she takes up the power of Thor. I don't know whether they'll go that deep in this movie. Is it Disney, and maybe they don't want to, do something that deep? I'm not sure, but maybe that's going to all be linked. If they do go down that road, that could be how they kind of formulate a story for the hammer to become.
Yeah, but then surely for on Asgard, their technology is more advanced, so surely they've got treatment for cancer and things like that.
Well, maybe, but remember, the original Asgard got smashed, got destroyed. So
yeah, it doesn't mean that the people the Asgardians who was, with the scientific mind who could create certain things were all wiped out. And the fact that we see flying ships and all sorts.
It's possible, but we just don't know. Imagine if 50% of the universe got wiped out and I got wiped out and you remained. You wouldn't know how to start a StreamYard stream.
That's very true.
And so even though you've been on StreamYard and you've done streams, you wouldn't know how to start one. So, we just don't know either way.
So then I'd have to get a time machine, go back in time, bring you back before you were wiped out, let you show me how to make the stream.
Yeah, this would be a really horrible version of Endgame.
Yeah, then bring you back so that I don't mess up the timeline.
Just so I can start the stream.
Yeah, start the stream. Okay, thank you, man. Now go back to where you're going to get wiped out.
Go back to being dead now. Even though you probably could learn how to use StreamYard yourself, but for some reason,
I'd bring it in and let you set up all these StreamYard for the next 5 years. Yeah,
just put them in the diary.
Why am I doing it now? Don't worry about anything, man. Just we're just being, I'm just being organized.
So and just think the last thing just to mention is this movie's going to feature the Guardians of the Galaxy, or the Asgardians of the Galaxy, they should be referred to.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if this is the last depiction of oh my God, what's his name? Batista's character. What's his name again? Drax. Yeah, Drax. This is the last version of Drax we'll see played by Batista.
I think if Drax dies, I think he'll die in Guardians 3. I think they'll give him a proper impactful death, kind of. I don't think they'll do it in this movie. I think the timeline is messed up by Davey being white for once.
See, I gave him a star next to that there. That's a star comment.
Oh God, God, but yeah, but no, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really good. I'm looking forward to seeing the banter between Thor and Peter Quill as well. Yeah, I'm looking really forward to it. So yeah, I'm made up for this. I think we're going to have two bangers in a row. I think we're going to have Doctor Strange, which is going to be a banger, and we're going to have Thor: Love and Thunder, which is going to be a banger as well. Which makes up for Morbius.
Yes, indeed, because Morbius was.
Listen, the people can't believe that you're right. David, you can't use our own account to promote yourself. That's just ridiculous.
What are you talking about, Manny? I'm just sitting here. I don't even have
At
hands.
least when I'd done it, I logged into my own account and started adding comments. You've just used our own account, for God's sake.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was the admin.
I wonder if I can block you. I wonder if we can block ourselves.
Yeah. Right, I'm blocking myself because one of us is being out of hand.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. I think we've covered everything. I don't think there's anything else left to cover. But I was just so excited about this trailer, and it's a bank holiday, so I thought, sod it. Let's log on and talk about it.
Yes, and it was a good one because I happen to be right today. So going forward,
Also, I wanted to timestamp all these ideas we've had about the.
Yeah, so make sure you take out that snippet of, what you said about with the music from Guardian of the Galaxy and from this. Put that snippet up so they know that that's you. So just in case anyone else.
I actually already tweeted New Rockstars as well, saying, "Do you think this is a thing?" So if they use that in their review video, it's me.
Yeah, have to thank us.
They may have come up with the thought themselves, but it was me.
Well, you came up with it because you posted it.
Yeah. And remember, I am if New Rockstars ever watch this, I am available for work if you need another.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I am. I'm a David. If I appear on New Rockstars, that means this channel would get more subscribers.
Okay, as long as you appear on it with the vehement top on, then that's it.
No, I'm just going to appear on it naked. What are you talking about?
Makes sense.
I mean, we want to get more subscribers,
Yeah, give the ladies something to talk about.
Well, doesn't matter who, as long as they're into it. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for logging in. That's short notice, and thank you for everybody.
Yes, everyone watching. Mr. K, Mr. Kato, thank y'all as usual for support. Y'all have to come on the stream one of these days again. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Kato, you have, but Kay, you have to as well. Stop hiding.
I'll make sure Davey's not on the stream. Cake, if you want to.
I will be on this. I will be on the stream. And guess what I've been doing? Let me show you quickly before we go.
I'm scared. I'm worried, guys. I'm worried.
No, I actually got out my book today, and I was actually looking through.
Good.
Looking through stuff today.
Oh, very good, very good. What have you learned today? What have you learned looking through the book?
I was just looking through like the different.
We're just looking at the pictures, right?
The different gods, the Asgardians, Midgard. I was like, I didn't know there was actually a realm called that. I was like, oh.
Midgard is Earth.
No, Midgard, and there was another one as well.
Midgard is called Earth.
Yeah, I know that. So yes.
So you were doing so well, and now you just messed it up right at the end.
There was another god, different from Asgard and Midgard. There was another one. I'll tell you after. I'll find it. But yes, I was there. I was somewhere. So yes, thank you all for tuning in. And we'll be back again come Wednesday. Because I'm actually off Wednesday. So we can
Wednesday night, be back here talking about Moon Knight episode 4, which is going to be very dark.
Can't wait.
Indeed. Anyway, guys, well, thanks for joining in, and we'll see you Wednesday. Bye.